It is August 12th, and the Yankees just swept the two-game set against the Braves. Judge is injured. Clint is up. Tanaka's back. Monty's good. Let's do it. Let's talk Yanks, babe.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY and Jake. Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat lines, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old JOMBOY and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old JOMBOY and Jake.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out with us for a little bit as we recap this two-game set versus the Atlanta Braves. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. Behind the plate, we've got producer BBD. We are coming to you live from the Roosevelt Studios here in the Bronx. That's rsvlts.com/Jomboy. Jake has the shirt. Jake has the hat. I just have the shirt. The Yankees win 2 games, 2 burns, multiple awards. It's gone by fun. Jake, how are you?
Welcome back to Talkin' Yanks, your number one Yankees podcast. R.I.P. Regis.
R.I.P. Regis.
We miss you. I'm doing good, Jim. We are exhausted. Long day, long night. But Yankees win. They're undefeated at the stadium in home games. Little asterisk there. We got some late-breaking news today, which is big news, literally and figuratively, with the judgy. But, man, things are coming together. You know, we're making progress. We had Monty needed a nice bounce back. He did. Tank, building up his pitch count, still looks solid. Clint Frazier gets the call, and he looks good, kid. So, LeMahieu's out of his mind. And it's, yeah, man, I'm excited. And they flashed the calendar. And, we got Red Sox coming up after an off day. And then Tampa at home after that. And if you remember last time I told you, or I forget if I said this on the air or not, I think the Yankees are going to big brother Tampa pretty hard the next time they play them. I think they gave them a, little brother, we're playing on the turf, have your fun, we'll see you later. So I think we might see the Yankees get hot, and I like that.
What's their record now, 10-5?
Yankees record is 12-6, something like that.
12-6?
Which is good.
We were trying to spin it. What was the spin we landed on in the last?
In the last 4 days, they've played games.
They've won
3 of them. Yeah. Which is, I mean, we're starting to get just as ugly as the people that get mad at the Yankees. So we don't need to go there. But yeah, man. I mean, times are pretty good. I mean, kind of a bummer. The Braves are a really good baseball team. We don't see any of their starting pitchers / Max Fried right now. We don't see Albies is on the IL. Acuna Jr. gets hurt. So, I mean, we're talking about some of their best player. Meanwhile, Judgy goes down mid-series and we lost Stan. So, not going to do a whole song and dance about that. But we keep winning games. And I think, what was the streak that popped up the other day? 26 straight home series the Yankees haven't lost. So, again, some of that Yankee fandom that I call ourselves out on, that we get spoiled and we ignore. Like, that stuff doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
So
we had a frustrating win and then a calm win. And we have the Judge news. Do we want to do that at the top of the show? I don't think it fits anywhere.
We probably do it now.
Yeah.
We probably do it now. A lot of people are probably here for it. And we'll give you a little bit.
But
you have to stay for the games. Oh. You can't just get your Judge update and get out of here.
Screw it. Let's burn game 1 and then do Judge in between.
Wow.
Yeah.
Live patrons love you.
Are you ready?
I think so. Ready as I'll ever be.
Game 1 against the Atlanta Braves in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. On your mark, get set, and burn.
First game of a 2-gamer against the Braves. No, Touki Toussaint, one of the best names in baseball, as Atlanta tries to get pokey versus Gumby as Monty is trying to bounce back. Bottom one, you've been requested in the King's chambers. King Louis V with the 3-run blast. Ford cops himself a 2 RBI double, and it's capped off by a Judgian blast to center. It's a Tukey Dookie as it's getting late early in the Bronx. 8-0 Yanks. Gumby was cruising until Marcel shells one out. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned run from Monty. Nice. All of a sudden, it's 8-4, 9 Ford as Mike has another RBI double. A double the doubles by the Braves makes the Yankees use their good pin, but like having frat bros move your furniture, Chad and Zach get the job done. Gumby to Hale to Otto to Cess to the Goose to Britain. Yanks win 9-6 final.
What's your favorite line from that burn?
Well, so I like saying Ford cops himself an RBI double because we did the whole Mike Ford
like
a cops
cop.
thing. So that's like good if you're in the Talkin Yanks world, like that, you like that. I was pretty good with the Chad and Zach because like they're two people that we don't picture with fratty names at all. But when you break it down to Chad and Zach, yeah,
Nice job.
danke.
This game was really fun
Yeah.
and really frustrating.
Yes.
Luke Voigt home run in the first.
Yes.
Awesome.
Blast. Really cool the way he's hitting cool home runs now.
He's hitting
Is that
bombs.
dumb?
He's,
He like
he's
leans
barreling
back and
everything.
it looks like his home runs look like a bad baseball video game. Like a RBI slugfest or something, and you'd see a guy like lean back and he hits a 650-foot home
Did
run.
MLB ever have a version of Blitz, but for MLB?
I think they did. I think it was Slugfest or something like that.
Well, good call
Like
then.
2003, something
Turns
like
out
that.
we agree.
A-Rod might have been on the cover. Not sure.
Well, that's what it looked like. And
Yeah.
then also, I don't want to step too much on it because he may get an award later, but Monty, 5 really, really good innings. I don't even, like some people are saying that Boone left him in too long. I don't think he did. It's 8-run lead, and if he can give you the 6, that's great. It's like a huge difference.
He didn't give up any runs. His final pitch count after 6 innings is 78.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I wouldn't have taken him.
I
up.
get it, and sure, I mean, you know, and we are guys on here that spin it with the, you know, if a guy's got a win, give him a win. Gumby didn't need a win. He needed a bounce-back start, and guess what? Like, yes, 5-inning shutout would have been nice, but after everything that went down with the bullpen, getting Monty stretched to 78 pitches and going the 6 innings, it hurts his ERA, but, you know, ERA stuff doesn't really matter that much over season, although this did make it a little more annoying, and, you know, if you could take back him giving up a home run to Ozuna, you do that all the time, but he hadn't given up any runs to that point.
Yeah. The Judge home run was insane. Judge
Yeah.
keeping Ozuna at third with that throw home was even more impressive, I think. Just the casual cannon out there in
Fire
right
the
field.
cannons.
You know, you had Voigt with more RBIs, Ford with RBIs. Jordan looked good. It looks really good, but up until that point when it's in the 6th inning and the Yanks are up 8-0 and Monty hasn't given up any runs yet, there's still some weird defense going on. Like they put Monty in a jam with a double play that could have been but wasn't, and then a pass ball by Gary. And then I think they did that later on in the game again.
Yeah.
A double play that could have been, and then a pass ball by Gary. And it was like sloppy, but it was all right. Then Monty gives up the 3 runs. It's a 5-run game. Judge comes out, and it just doesn't pass the sniff test for anyone. Like, something's up. You start worrying about that. He brings in Hale, which I was also, fine with Hale at that point. It's a 5-run lead. Bring in Hale.
Sure.
Then he goes to Ottavino, fielder's choice. It gets to a 4-run game. But now you've gone to your good bullpen, right? You've gone to Ottavino. 4-run game. Ford doubles to make it a 5-run game again. He goes to Sessa.
Yeah.
And the reason there's good argument against me. I would have went to Chad right away, even though it's a 5-run game. They had an off day the day before. They have 2 days and an off day coming up. So you're not really going to burn Chad out. You can use him back-to-back days and give him one fresh inning. the game was ugly, and the vibe of the game was ugly.
Yeah.
Like, it was 8-0. Now it's 9-5. And you're making errors on defense, and the vibe was low, and times were, like, kind of bad. Like, It was like, this game feels shitty for being up so much. And I would have brought Chad in right away, just because when you bring Chad in, it just lifts everyone up. He's like a stopper and a momentum grabber. Like, he will just sweep up the momentum and be like, ha, we got it again. So if you're going to use him anyway, I would have just opened with Chad and then Britton. You already did Otto. You already did the bullpen. And you can run Chad, Otto, Britton out the next day, and you still have an off day. So, like, there's no risk there. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, the counterpoint to that would be if Sessa comes in and can be the Luis Sessa he was last year and he, has shown signs of and he should be, he might be able to finish that game for you. Instead, he gets knocked.
And an error by Glaber.
Yeah.
Like, Chad will just strike guys out and then get the momentum, and he's available.
Yeah.
So I would have just, because it felt so bad. For
Chad's
even
like a
being up
trump
by,
card.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it starts getting into some, Yankees rest days, and with the double off days, the Yankees sometimes try to steal even more off days. So, doesn't end up going that way. They use Chad. He comes in, and he's Chad. Britton, 6 pitches, gets his work done. So, yeah, I don't know. Again, anytime you go up 8-0 and then the score finishes 9-6, it's not as good of a taste in your mouth. But, if you mix up those runs a little different, you still really like this game. And, yeah, there was some ugliness. The DJ Glaber stuff got weird. Probably address more of that later on. But I don't know. I mean, you reset the engine. Voit hits a big homer. Forty has a big game. Judge hits the homer but gets pulled. Monty has a nice bounce back.
That's the
bounce
biggest
back we
thing.
needed. Everything when you zoom out, were we really worried about DJ LeMahieu's future defense? No. But it was just kind of this weird, okay, guys.
Come on. And that's what I said in my little 1-minute post-game recap is more good came from this game than bad, even though it was frustrating in the end. The Judge thing was the biggest concern. And if anyone didn't get to watch and you're really tuning in to get updates, they pulled Judge after the 6th inning or 7th inning or I don't know when with a 5-run lead, and he had hit a home run, a crazy impressive home run. Paul O'Neill and Coney were laughing like little girls, oh my God.
Yeah.
He just hit that ball that hard. Ottavino's looking at the wall in right center holy shit.
Yeah.
And they pull him, and it just doesn't pass the sniff test at all. And there's also shots of him talking to the training staff in the dugout saying, I'm good, I'm all right, I'm good, I'm all right. And Booney says in his postgame, because obviously that's the biggest question. I have the quotes. Let me pull up the quotes because they're kind of funny. Booney said in his postgame.
And the first thing on the sniff test while you get the quotes is Talkman pinch hits for Judge, which let's say this was the real world where I think part of the quote is him saying, they played on Tampa 4 games, 3 days, blah, blah, blah. If they were trying to sneak Judge a little extra rest, you'd have Judge hit and then you just put Talkman in for defense.
There's no way he got pulled for anything but a nagging injury. It's just, they would never do that. So Boone in the postgame says, yeah, just coming off 4 days on the turf with a little bit of leverage there. So just trying to be smart. He's going in and getting his normal treatment. He's fine. And I didn't buy it for 1 second. I think I was in the Reddit subreddit mixing it up and said, I wish I could believe this. I came into the office with BBD, and I said, there's no way. I think BBD agreed with me fully. There's just zero chance he's not hurt. They would not have pulled him if a fully healthy Aaron Judge in that game. The next day, Judge isn't in the lineup, which we joked about because we're like, how are they going to get Clint in? Ford's going to play. Gardy's going to play. And I was like, maybe Judge sits because he's hurt. And then Judge is out, and Boone comes back and says, he's dealing with lower body tightness, trying to get out ahead of it and prevent an injury moving forward. He wanted to play. He's not going to play. Then asked if he would play Friday, and it was kind of like a bullshit dance around answer. So
Friday's a long way away, he said.
We talked about it, and it's all speculation. But, we play this speculation game with the Yankees and injuries a lot, and I'm kind of good at reading Boone's.
Let's do it. I mean, let's open board. It's a lot of speculation, and we can do it. Nobody has a lot of hard facts. All the hard facts are within the pinstripes.
Yeah, you just know how Boone handles it. Boone straight up lied after the game, which I think is bullshit. I think that's a bad look. What he said today, he could have easily said last night, yeah, there's something nagging at him. We don't think it's a big deal, but when we can get him rest, we're going to get him rest, and we're going to get him looked at. Could have said that last night. It would have been truthful. Now he's got all the media people, beat reporters ripping him. He just straight up lied to a group of people.
I get it.
It wasn't like a spin. It wasn't.
No.
You said Belichickian, but it wasn't Belichickian. It's just a straight up lie.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick just wouldn't say anything, which, again, I mean, would you rather Boone just says no comment? I mean, that would create even more speculation.
I'd just rather say what he said.
And I think the whole thing why Boone did this, again, we're surrounded by off days, so they're not going to have to do their regular press stuff. I think Boone just said, hey, instead of doing a night and a day of full Judge press stuff, is he okay? How bad is he? And we saw Yankees Twitter freak out. And, I mean, again, think of the other stuff they have to deal with on a daily basis. I think he just tapped out. And you're right. I mean, when you say lying and Boone's reputation and all that stuff, it's not great. And we know the media stuff, that stuff sits with them for a little while. But I think he was just trying to dodge some crap. So, I kind of get it.
Yeah, I just think he could have done it, a lot more tactful and said, yeah, there's something nagging and all that. And it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of like Boone just looks like, what?
It's not a great look.
Not a good look for Boone. Also, if he lied that day and then you read the tea leaves on how he's addressing the Judge situation today, I'm fully expecting an IL stint.
Right.
They always give us the very least.
Right.
Judge had a punctured lung. We didn't know about it till it was fixed.
It's true.
Tommy Canley had Tommy John. They gave us nothing for 2 days. And so that's just how they deal with it, and it's fine. But I'm preparing myself for Judge to have an IL stint of some sort. Also, lower body tightness, and they asked him what specifically on the lower body, and he said hips, knees, and calves.
Boone started playing Operation. He just named.
So just naming bullshit. Bullshit's in the details, and Booney went on details heavy.
Anything he could list. Here's my counter. And again, I get it. A lot of times I'm gonna be, when they say there's two parents on the lifeboat, one parent is trying to flag down anyone for help, and the other one distracts the kids. Maybe I'm just trying to distract the kids too much. But I will say this. After Giancarlo and how that went down, the first time they tried to push things this year, and Giancarlo ends up getting hurt, and it's the Tampa turf that, has been a little bit of a house of horror for the Yankees. I do think that there is a chance. And again, we're in a small, tight window here. And if there is something, potentially decently wrong with Judge, I mean, you're looking at losing him for a majority of this season, which is scary, and maybe I'm fighting that. I do think there is also a world where, he hit that homer, and he was running kind of weird. Everyone was trying to pinpoint it. Everyone's getting their Twitter sleuth on. No one can hang with my guy. How about them apples? Because you're right. He goes in and he checks in with Dono first. That's not Judge's normal home run routine, although we're rooting for that eventually. I do think there's a world where they... it just happened. Think about the conversations we had last week with Stanton playing the outfield. And it's what? He's running the bases a little better. Are they going to get him out here? Bang. Stanton won't be playing the outfield this whole year. It's done. So I do think they're playing scared this year. It's all a build-up for those games in October. If even the slightest thing, they're going to take it careful with Aaron Judge, especially in a game they're already up 8-3. And then, we've talked about this in a 2-game set, especially against an NL opponent. Today could have easily been a full punt day almost. So there is a world where Aaron Judge, he's feeling something or he's sore. They pulled him. We're not messing with anything. We're not taking any chances. Why would we play him today? We've got another off day tomorrow. Do I assume that they give him Friday off anyways. Even best case scenario, yes, because why bother? You're playing the Red Sox. You're undefeated at the stadium. You don't need to. At this point, and again, maybe my glass is too full, I would expect to see him DH this weekend unless something else leaks out, which there is a very good chance of. I'm not going to deny that, but I could see them just taking this with very serious precaution. And I don't know, the leg thing is interesting because, I mean, what could it be?
I don't know, just Boone giving bullshit answers. And someone in the Patreon chat said that Girardi did this and he had to apologize for it, and he did. In his first 2 years, he was just like lied to the media, and everyone hated him. And then he had to apologize and stop lying to the media.
Yeah,
and he got ridiculed for it, and he changed. So, yeah, man, everything you're saying is like true. They could just be being cautious, and I was on here last recap saying, be cautious. All that matters is the playoffs. We're gonna get a spot. Just be healthy for that. Totally fine with it. It just, there's no harm if he's back for it. I'm just not expecting him to be back right away. Just kind of how I read the tea leaves of how Boone handled this situation.
There very well could be. I'm not trying to put my neck out there and say, Judge is going to be there Saturday in the DH slot. No idea, no clue. I do think there's
here's my thing,
a percentage on it.
Judge plays through a lot of injuries. He played through the 2017 season with a terrible injury on his shoulder.
Right.
These guys play through stuff. Giancarlo played all of 2018 with a strained hamstring, and he played the outfield. For Judge to have to come out of a game because they're worried, something had to already, it didn't happen in that game. Something had to happen earlier that they had their eyes on, and it has to be pretty significant. These guys play through shit all the time.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I believe there is a possibility of that. I also believe that, there could be some truth in the normal stuff. I mean, they did just play at the Trop, and they hate that place. Literally, Giancarlo just went down there.
I know, which is so weird because, Kiermaier plays every day there.
Yeah, and it is bizarre. They asked O'Neill, and he, didn't have an answer, so he just made something up. He's like, you get used to grass if you play on it. And
I think it's just all fake.
Thanks for the insight, Paul. I don't know. No idea. Again, I think there was some hope from Booney that it was just Judge being weird, or they took top precautions and they hoped Judgy showed up today and he was 100%, and Boone could dance around it and say he was trying to sneak some free off time. And the fact that he comes in and he couldn't use that means the Judge isn't 100%. So there's something there. So we'll see. I'm still trying. There is an optimistic world on it. There's also a pessimistic world. I mean, if it is something I won't even say the word. So we'll see. It sucks, but again, luckily we have this crazy deep team. Oh, and dude, I wanted to give the Talkin' Yanks listeners an apology. When we did the voicemail, the 2 Yankees lineups thing, it was a lot more impressive last year. We left a couple names off. We left Edwin off, who Edwin, was a middle of the lineup guy, and we left Didi off.
Yeah.
So you mix those guys in. It was a more fun conversation last year. This year, don't do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's go to game number 2. Judge is out. Clint is up.
Let's get it.
And also we weren't the only people to have it. Anyone that looked into it had that Clint would come get the call up. They handled that right, unless they are messing with Andujar service time, which sucks. But
they are, and hey, if Judge does take an IL stint, I mean, if it's not Andujar, then they're really messing with him. I think they would just call him at that point, but that's when things get real funky.
Probably have Judge do some tests this week conveniently.
Yeah.
They decided to put him on the IL. They had the expanded roster, so
right, they have to get
if they wait until
Monday
the end
Tuesday,
of the week or
right?
something, Andujar will hit the 10 days, and
I think it's Monday or Tuesday.
Retroactive to that day, Judge is on the IL.
Interesting. That would be some of the real funny business.
Yeah, that would be wild. All right, let's go to game number 2. Burn, Jakey, burn.
Yanks go for the mini sweep against Yasker Noah, Gesundheit. On a Tanaka Tuesday on a Wednesday in the Boogie Down Bronx. Top 2, a biggie home run. Escar go, Kumar go, as Johan makes it 2-0 Braves. But it would be juicy for the Yankees as they'd hypnotize Atlanta the rest of the way. I just love your flashy ways. Gary Sanchez, the Sanchino, with a thunderous home run. And if there's thunder, there's lightning. Red Lightning. El Rojo goes back to back on his first at-bat back in pinstripes. Tied at 2s. 2 A's, 2 bags for Hicksy with the RBI double. Gley-bay. Ribby single for Glaber. Death to all the humans. DJ LeMahieu, casual 4-hit day for the machine. Tanaka and lasagna. What a wonderful phrase. They pair up for 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. The Goose makes them Gander and Avalon and Otto and Holder and Britton. Yanks win 6-3 and mini sweep the Braves at the stadium.
Tanaka and lasagna. I like it more as apples and bananas.
I thought about going that way with it. But yeah, I think Hakuna Matata and Tanaka and lasagna has the same syllable. So I was like, well, if my brain's just gonna feed me that information, I gotta use it somewhere.
Got to.
The crazies on the subway are bored listening to me.
What was the final score of this game?
6-3.
I got the under, baby.
Yeah, 9.5.
Hell yeah.
Hoorah.
Good game. I mean, at the end, it got a little sloppy again, which... Did it? I guess it didn't. It got a little scary at the end with the tying run at the plate, but whatever.
It's kind of this weird Zach Britton thing where he doesn't give up home runs, really.
Lead leaguer in saves.
He's such a ground ball pitcher that there's not, if Chapman gets got, a lot of times it is a gopher ball because it's high fastballs, blah, blah, blah. Britton doesn't kind of get got that way. So when, Ozuna's up as the tying run, you're worried about a double down the line or something like that, which still gives you a chance. He lines out to Hicks, which if he didn't, that would have been a lot more interesting. But, yeah, man, and you're right, and it's something that's been pretty cool about this Yankee season and shows something about the team. When they came back and tied it up with the back-to-back homers, not even in a douchey, cocky Yankee way, it was just like, oh, we got this game. Like, they're trying to bullpen this thing. A couple question marks in the lineup, Gary and Clint. Gary's been slumping, Clint's coming up, so we didn't know what they were going to bring. So when you put that all in the bag, it was like, okay, we're just going to do this.
I had it as a win. That's what I said to you guys, 2-2. We stopped doing a live stream for a little bit like this. It's bad that I feel like this is just a win, even though it's a tie game. It's not a knock on the Braves. I'm just pretty confident in the Yankees.
Like they kind of haven't given us a reason not to be so far.
Yeah. Team Geo says he's watching the live broadcast and he wants to jump off his balcony. So it's not good.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And I hope your dog's okay. Had to take the dog to the vet, like me.
Yeah. Vet week.
Yeah, man. Tanaka, they're still not as stretched out as I'd like them to be. He jumps up from 50 to 66. I do think if Hicks catches that ball, which he should have, it was in his glove.
Yeah.
He got there, and then it's a solo homer. We don't care nearly as much.
Yeah, and there's a lot of...
Nice shot by Camargo.
There's a lot of weird kind of funny business still going on in this funny business season. The defense still isn't as sharp. I mean, Gardy missed another one of his signature sliding catches that, I think midseason Gardy normally makes, or full spring training Gardy. Hicks makes a nice catch earlier. He doesn't get the second one, but I think he normally makes that one. And yeah, dude, I mean, it's funny. We were on Talking Baseball, we were kind of getting on Snell a little bit because his pitch count wasn't there. And then I looked at Tanaka and it's like, oh, he's only hit 59. And again, and this is what ties me back to the Judge stuff. Like, I look at this and I'm like, wait, it's August and stretched out Tanaka's at 66 pitches, which again has me just in this. Everything is building up for the end of the year, as it should be for the Yankees, especially since they've gotten off to this nice start. So, I don't know. Tanaka looks solid. It wasn't as dominant against the Rays, but, I mean, we know what Tanaka does against them. But you're right. And you know, I think a lot of baseball games come down to there are a couple moments that make it, you know, Touki Toussaint throws away that bunt by Hicksy. If he makes that play, you know, the whole momentum and tide of that game starts going. So it's all right. Everything we want to see from Tanaka. Loaizaga kind of keeps doing his thing early on, which is pretty nice.
Avalon's a part of the team.
Avalon's a part
Avalon's
of the
the new
green.
Canely to match without Avino. Very weird.
Chad Green is silly good. Holders, perfect season ends. And man, Clint Frazier, we may be talking about him a lot more coming up.
Yeah, probably talk about him later on.
But yeah, I mean, LeMahieu's insane. Voiter, you know, we're missing Judge and Stanton. You know, a guy that won the MVP and a guy that should have won the MVP. And the lineup still looks really good. So
Voigt's hitting really, really well.
he really is. He's locked in.
It made me laugh when I said, I don't know if I said this to you on a show or anywhere, when maybe it was with Katie on Sharp Sets, when we were saying, yeah, Voigt and Ford both putting up, and then you look at the numbers and it's like, well, Ford should not be taking at-bats away from Voigt right now.
Well, Jim, have you seen the stats against righties since August 17th of last year?
I have second highest batting
Yeah.
average for Ford.
Yeah.
No, Ford should not be taking at-bats away from Voigt.
Not regularly, no.
It's almost rude.
Yeah, Voigt, every time, and we talked about it on Sharp Stats. Go check it out. Really good episode of Sharp Stats. But yeah, Voigt's been nothing but good for the Yankees. We almost underappreciate him and Urshela at this point, which is just odd.
He's tied for ninth most home runs in MLB with 5, with a 928 OPS.
Gary gets a home run on the board. Get it going, Gary.
Nice shot, too.
A nice Gary Sanchez home run.
Yeah. Do you have anything for Gary coming up?
I'm trying to think. Probably not.
What was your Gary stat? He saw 34 pitches in game 1?
He saw 34 pitches in game 1. DJ LeMahieu saw 27. Mike Ford saw 24, but nobody else was, like, close.
But Gary was getting to 2 strikes early and then just fouling everything off in game 1. Now, he didn't have the results. He hit the ball off Touki, and then it got out, but it would have been a hit probably up the middle.
25 of the 34 pitches he saw were strikes.
He was just fouling them off
lot of
with
fouls.
2 strikes, which is
Some really nice at bats.
a small stepping stone,
Yeah. Well,
but better than what he was doing a week ago. We're like slowly improving. The home run helps.
yeah, and hopefully, you know, what can help with that, and it just helped the Rays bats getting going, is the Red Sox pitching staff. So hopefully Gary seeing one again brings him back. And you were noting this when we were watching in the office, Jim, like the next step when you're coming out of slump, you know, you start getting better counts. You know, you start getting the 2-0 count. And I wonder what's going to make Gary get there, because he has it, you know, and when you're in a slump, it feels like it's 0-1, 0-2 a lot. I don't know if it's attacking pitches earlier in the count. I don't know if it's, you know, just kind of luck of the draw sometimes to get to a 2-0 count. So hopefully Gary gets some of that, and he can get some of that Gary magic going.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
All right, let's move on to. Should I not?
You're good.
You're giving me a look like I messed something up.
No.
Okay. Time for awards?
Awards. I was getting ready to say awards.
Awards. No ad today, right? No ad. Adless show. They'll be back. DraftKings loves us now. You guys are the best. That's kind of an ad then right there.
A little bit. Yeah.
Shit.
How about that? Bonus.
Free one. Damn it. The first award we give out here on Talkin' Yanks is...
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I believe I get to go first.
I believe so.
All right. I get to go first. I kind of wish I got to go second today, because I think the person who gets to go second can have more fun. Because if you get to go first and you don't give it to DJ LeMahieu, you're kind of a giant jerk. So DJ LeMahieu is my pride of the Yankees. He's forced my hand. I give it to him gladly. I am proud to hand him pride of the Yankees after this 2-game set, because he had an 800 on base percentage.
Yeah.
an .800, 7 at-bats, 5 hits, 2 walks.
Just silly, man.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Oh, man.
Stupid.
What's his stats on the season now? He's over 400. 431 batting average on the season. 431.
Yeah.
431 on the season. 1.048 OPS. So it's not an empty 431.
Yeah.
It's pretty full. He got a triple in game 2. He had a triple. Jesus, what a nut job. He also stole a bag.
Yeah.
What are you doing, DJ? Are you getting scared? I'm asking this as a serious question. It's
Sure.
About 10% trying to have a little humor.
Right.
90%, are you a little scared?
For how good he is?
Like that there's like a simulation going on. Like that he's been, that he's got a program chip in his body or something.
Yeah.
The singles to right field with ease are scaring me. If he keeps doing them, I'm going to think something's up.
It's bizarre, man. If you're not a pitcher with A-plus stuff, if you're not, I think Glasnow got him on a check swing or something like that. If you're not a pitcher with a wipeout pitch and you're going to throw something away, he is going to put the barrel on it, and it's just, is your second baseman, first baseman there, or does he hit it too much and the right fielder catch it? It feels unfair. I've been on this, how is baseball going to change? How's baseball going to develop? And, it's not a lot of people are wired like DJ LeMahieu. Almost none in the world. But there are guys that are going to beat the system of baseball as baseball is developed around it with the home runs and the on base and everything that goes on. And when you watch Luke Voit hit, if he's swinging at a pitch, he's trying to hit a home run. DJ doesn't care, man. DJ LeMahieu was raised like getting a hit is good. And, dude, the way he can serve it to right whenever he wants to, it's unbelievable. And it's kind of a glitch in baseball right now because you can name the guys on one hand that have the hit tool he does. It's him. It's like Michael Brantley. I guess Charlie Blackmon's on the list right
is
now.
on his way.
Arias, who I think he's not even getting off to a great start, and he's not proven as those other guys. Like, those are the three right now that I think have that just hit tool that they can put the ball in play and kind of still dictate if they go the other way or if what they're doing. And guess what? Because there's only so few of those guys, the rest of baseball doesn't adapt. Because why would you? If it's 0.1% of the players, you're not going to change your entire game plan for them. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's special, and I get into this stuff more than you, and re-sign LeMahieu, blah blah blah, and what's the number? I don't know. I know when we were live today, and thanks to everyone that's been joining us live on the days we record, someone was like, "Hey, give that man 4 for 100 right now," and you know what? Like, that's one of the more real numbers I've seen. So, especially if he continues it, well, I won't say at this pace, but at last year's pace.
Yeah.
So he's incredible, and the glove had that weird day on Tuesday. He bounced back. He made a couple nice plays today, and he's oh, by the way, he's a Gold Glover, so don't get worried about it.
Do not worry about it.
God.
He's really good, man.
It's too easy, man. How much does Kay love saying another multi-hit day?
Yeah. Well, it's true.
It's very true because you don't see guys do it so easily.
Yeah. Just an update because you brought up Kay and they talked about if Chapman would be the closer when he comes back, which I thought was the weirdest question in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Boone confirmed he will be the closer when he's come back.
Spooky.
I will not reach 6 feet tall.
Spooky stuff right there.
Sun sets at night.
Sun still sets at night.
Aroldis Chapman will be the closer when he comes back.
Yeah.
What a weird question, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to see Boone's actual reaction to that. Like, what?
Yeah.
I know you guys got to ask me some questions
who
for your
has
articles.
Any idea?
I'm guessing it got asked because they talked about it on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But even when the broadcast was doing it, I was like,
Something to fill up the time, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Who's your pride of the Yankees?
So, Jim, you're right. There's a couple different interesting options out here.
I got one guy that I would do here if I was you.
See, I've got a guy, and I'm assuming it's not the guy you think it is. Or maybe it is, because you're a little bit of a sick pup. I think I'm going to go Chad Green.
Has to be.
Okay.
Has to be.
Okay. The
I'm
fireman
glad. That had to be.
would
I'm very glad.
love. I think we come across this about once a time every year, but Chad Green in just a fireman's hat and the suspenders.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that big time. He is in a special place.
We have
right
artists that listen. Like we got goose drawings.
now. I would like the real thing.
Okay. Well, the one dude who drew the goose is real good.
Chad has hit a special spot. He was really good when he had 1.5 pitches. Now he has 2 really good pitches that play well off each other.
And a curveball for fun.
And it's silly. And he's so calm. You know, I think a couple years in, he's survived with, 80% of the time throwing that fastball, that now that he has a wipeout knuckle curve, it's like, he's just having fun out there. The pulse never rises. And we talked about it today, if it was a playoff game, Chad Green comes out, you're probably trying to get like 3 innings out of him. You're probably trying to go 6, 7, 8 or something like that. He's special. He's lights out right now. There's 0 fear factor, just none. And he's going to be an important part of this team. And that's really exciting. We've obviously been Chad guys through and through. He had that rough start last year that he went down, he got fixed. He's an improved version
Of a really good reliever. Game 2 against Ozuna, and then at bat, he goes down 3-0, fastball down the middle, Ozuna's taking, and then he just spots that corner twice. But I thought he was an easy pride because it's really hard to give relievers pride. But he played in both games of this set, and he hasn't received it once.
Back-to-back games.
And like I said,
them.
he's like a calming presence.
Yeah.
When Chad's in, it's like, oh, okay.
He's a trump card.
Yeah.
So if you're playing cards and, there's one suit that trumps, you put Chad in and it resets the whole thing.
It's good. Baseball Savant doesn't have a difference between his slider and the curveball. I don't think he throws the curve a lot, but they just have his slider as way slower and more break. It's kind of weird. I wish they would distinguish the two.
When we clicked around, we saw they weren't recognizing that for a lot of guys yet, so
yeah,
it'll get there.
Chad Green. I mean, did you say he's given up 1 run so far?
I think he gave 1 run in Tampa. I'm trying to remember. Try to remember.
I think entering today it was like 1 run in
Is it like
10 innings.
was it the bloop off Meadows? No, that was early in the game, I think.
Yeah, it was Tampa game 1 of the doubleheader. He walked 2 and gave up a run.
Chad.
Just the 1.
Walked Renfroe, walked Wendell, wild pitch, struck out Adames, Kiermaier grounded out.
Run scores.
And a run scored. So he gave up a run because he walked 2 guys, not because he got hit. Man, he's good. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. Holy smokes. We got to move on to the next award.
You Yankee motherfucker.
And this is trouble. Who the hell did we give this to? Damn. 2-game set. They won both games. You know what, Jake?
Say it, baby.
I was going to give it to Booney as a cop-out.
Right.
Because he lied, and that is just annoying, and it became a storyline that didn't need to be. But you gave Boone MF last week, so I'm not going to double down. And I'm going to give it to Jonathan Holder. Because he made us look folkish. We did a whole episode on him. But how he's been better. and he can't even throw 10 pitches without having to get pulled in game 2. It's a tough MFer to get.
Wow.
But, personally insulted. We go out of our way, Johnny. We go out of our way to hype you up and the new break and the new stuff and how it looks like plus stuff. And what do you do in return?
Yeah.
You make us look folkish. So I'm going Jonathan Holder.
I mean, not going to really defend him. His perfect season ends. It's one of those, Johnny Holder for the 9th 4-run game. I mean, at that point, like, the Yankees are expecting to use Britton, Like, I know that sounds rude, but literally they had Britton, like, getting going basically immediately, and he comes in. So, I don't know. Not going to defend him. I see the spin on Sharp Stats. I'm sorry Jonathan Holder is disappointing you with his 1.29 ERA this year. So.
No. It's just that
No, it's fine.
the circumstance of what happened, and it was a 2-game set. There's not a lot of... Who's your MFer?
No, it's cool. It's cool. Damn it, you took Holder. Let's see. Wade didn't play.
You could take Hale. It's a very similar
Clint.
lane.
Clint, because we're such Clint haters here. Yeah, I think this is some Band-Aid stuff, but I'll go Gardy.
Okay.
0 for 7. He has 1 walk. He misses kind of his patented Brett Gardner slide catch.
Mm-hmm.
We won 2 games in a 2-game set. We're, kind of digging for stuff. If I'm giving out real MFers, it comes down to him and Urshela, and Urshela still played nice defense, so Gardy gets the nod over him.
Okay.
How about Gardy with that late game sliding cut off the double play, though? Nice, dude. Still got it, old man.
That was... it was pretty funny. There was no reason for that.
Band-Aid MFers today. We won 2 games.
Oh, yeah.
In a 2-game series. Something on DJ before we moved on from him 5 minutes ago. Nice slide at home plate today.
Yeah. Dude, he had a triple. He had a stolen base.
Nice slide.
Nice slide.
Good defense.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to regular old awards.
Regular old awards.
Please give us the regular old awards. Regular old awards. My first award that I'm giving out is the King Louis the 14th Award. King Louis the 14th Award. Who do you think it goes to, Jake?
Let me think.
Think on it. Think on it. Think on it. Think
Sing
on
a
it.
song.
Think on it. Think on it. Think on it.
I would
think
guess
on it, think on it.
Lewis fight.
Oh,
That's my guess.
wrong.
That's my guess.
That's wrong guess. It's. I see how you could have been led there,
Yeah.
but obviously no.
Yeah.
The King Louis the 14th Award goes to Clint Frazier. King Louis the 14th
Yes.
had a twin brother.
Okay.
They locked him in a dungeon. They put a mask over his face. He was the good brother.
Right.
He should have been king.
Yeah.
The King Louis that was king was bad. So the masked man had to be saved from the dungeons by the 3 Musketeers. And they had to replace the bad king with the masked man. And Clint Frazier, the masked man, is mature. He's calm.
Yeah.
He attacks balls running towards them and catches them. And he's still got the same bat speed. Clint was replaced by the man in the masked man. I don't know if it was a twin situation of the same elk, but Clint Frazier wins the man in the masked man, King Louis the 14th Award.
Let's talk about Clint. Clint has
And how cool that award was.
an okay catch.
Came up with it 5 minutes ago.
Solid catch in the outfield. Comes in, calls off Hicks, makes a play. Again, nothing
It's-
that should
it's
normally be of note.
Very much like Andujar, where we're cheering routine plays.
Right.
But
should
good-
not
good
be of
job.
note, but again, for Clint, it unfortunately has to be of note now. Now, don't want to start using words like unfortunately, because Clint came up, he went 3 for 4, triple short of the cycle, hits a bomb in his first at bat. I bet that felt pretty good, brother. And yeah, man, I think the biggest thing, and I unfortunately in the 2 minutes of post game that we caught before we started recording, Jack Curry said this. Credit to him for being ready, you know, and it ties into Clint's maturity. And again, there's, we've been called Clint haters, and there's some stuff, if we really wanted to dig into, you could send some jabs at. Like Boone and Cashman had like a special meeting with him for joining the team, and like
always been a handful.
If Tyro joined the team, they'd say, hey, when you're out there, go play, kid. So there is some extra frills. But you know what? Maybe one day it's all worth it. And everything he's done this year has been really good.
Yeah, really
all
good.
the interviews, all the mask
I wonder
stuff.
if he's going to get shit because he took off the mask today and had a beard.
Got caught. Imagine that's his secret. But yeah, man, good for him. He was ready. And, we talked about some of the Andujar funny business stuff. And, hey, I think there's a pretty good argument to say that if Clint Frazier 2 years ago was going through this season and he was hanging in Scranton with
In prison.
all the extra guys,
In prison, like the bad twin.
there's a chance he would come up and not be ready. And it's one game. And again, we're
Well,
going,
it's impressive. The
we're
home
going
run,
to, we're going to
double,
zoom in on everything Clint because that's how it works. But man, good for him. He looks really good. He's handled everything in 2020 really well. And yeah, man, we start talking Judge, we start talking Stanton. The guy's gonna stumble into some at bats, and it's a sport where if you perform to a certain level, they will figure it out.
It's so cool. Like I tweeted this, how late he swings because he's got such fast hands. The ball's on him, and he's just still standing there.
He's got he's changed his stance a little bit to almost the Clint meets Glaber. He's got his foot facing the pitcher.
Yeah.
With this kind of powerful phone booth swing. I took that line from Jack too. God damn it, he's good. But I think it is funny that Clint, and again, it's where players learn and grow. There were some funny moments in the past couple years where the ball comes off Judge and Stanton's bat, and Gary when he's right, and it's like, these guys are freaks of nature. Clint's got, insane bat speed, but, he's not 265 pounds. So I think he turned his focus into getting even more power by getting that leg kick kind of turned around. And we saw it today. When it looks good, it's really good. Keep catching fly balls when you're out there. When you get at bats, put together good at bats. We've seen Clint be hot. If he's hot right now, he will find his way into the lineup.
He did say that wearing the mask, he said, I'm not going to lie, it was hot. It was really humid.
Sure.
Yeah, so he is hot. No, I look great. So good job, Clint. Clint. Good job by me with the incredible parallel award that I gave out.
Yeah, that was good.
It was really good. Yankees rotation for the weekend: Garrett Cole, James Paxton, J-Hat.
Let's go. They're not going to quit him yet,
No.
but this could be it.
This could be it.
We'll see.
Because Clark still exists.
God, Clarky, miss you, girl.
What's your first regular old award?
My first award is the top 100.
Top 100.
Top 1 Bills, baby.
DJ already got Pride.
DJ got pride.
Okay. Top 100. Hicks.
It's Aaron Hicks. Why again?
What?
What's that?
You tell me. It's your award. I don't want to step all over your award.
Well, Jim,
Obviously,
you should know this.
Obviously, I know I got it right.
Okay, then tell him.
No, but
really
sure.
quick. Really
It's
quick.
your award.
I got a cough. Could you tell him what?
Yeah. Top 100 because Hicks. You're up.
You didn't.
Because of Hicks and how he's in the top 100.
I'm going to have a sip of water.
Okay.
So if you could just tell him a little more about it.
Yeah, Hicks. He's in the top 100 players in baseball.
Jim, when we were live streaming today,
Yeah.
you were making one of your hilarious jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That I think you do think there's some genuine side to, but it was a hilarious joke.
Thank you.
That you were a top 100 walker in the world.
Tied for top 100.
Tied
walker.
for top 100 walker.
I said there's a million people tied for the top 100 spots, and I'm in there.
And I disagree with that statement.
Might be 10 million
And I
people
disagree with that statement.
tied for the top 100 walkers.
Again, the fact you think they're tied is bizarre, but...
Well, ties exist.
Sure. But there's also, separation. We can measure to milliseconds and things like that. So you
What are you doing? I didn't say, I said not speed.
Right. It's not necessarily speed. It's everything. It's form. It's everything. And that's where Aaron Hicks comes in.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Hicks could make a very good argument that he is a top 100 walker in the world. He has a great eye on the baseball field where he draws walks. He pimps said walks.
Mm-hmm.
He's athletic. He's got a good frame. He's got a good stride. He plays golf. He probably walks a lot doing that. I think Aaron Hicks is probably a top 100 walker in the world.
I agree. It's like a 10 million way tie between a lot of people.
No. It's not.
Yeah?
There are no ties. No ties in baseball, Jim.
I'm talking about just outside of baseball.
And Aaron Hicks, he, again, sometimes we're not in love with Hicksy. It's bizarre sometimes. It doesn't seem like he's been playing that great. He has a 414 on base. The slugging, the average, the power hasn't fully been there. The at-bats have been looking good. He roped one into the shift today. He had kind of the bunt and the swinging bunt yesterday. That was kind of hilarious. But Hicks is still doing his thing, man. And he made the catch today, which was kind of important because we've seen Hicks playing a little bit of a weird center field. So I'm giving it to Hicks. Casual 2 walks today, 414 on base. So... Hicksy, he keeps doing it, man.
Do you think he's going to start swinging less and less?
No. I think Aaron Hicks has found his approach and what works for him in Major League Baseball. He's probably going to hit between 230 and 240. He's going to get on base in probably the 360 range. And he's going to hit with a little pop.
In his last 11 games started, how many walks do you think he has?
11 games, he's got 12 walks.
Yep.
Bang.
Yeah.
I think you said a walk per game earlier or something like that, and he had 2 today. Maybe you didn't, and I'm just an idiot savant. So, congrats, Aaron.
That's not even counting today. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he walks. He just doesn't swing at those meatballs, though.
So, 14 in his last 12. Either way, it's new age baseball, but it's working. It's working.
How many extra base hits does he have? 3 doubles and a home run?
He's got a double today, so I might add that to the mix.
Dude, he's got a lot of hits. He's got a lot of hits in August as well in these games. He's got like 1 hit a game plus 1 walk a game, basically.
He's doing something productive every game.
406 on base percentage in August plus today, so like 420.
Would you ever, this is kind of a very Yankee Twitter conversation. I don't think they'd ever do it because the LeMahieu thing is working and you never mess with it. If they did a Hicks leadoff, LeMahieu third, does that...
I don't like Hicks leadoff.
Okay.
Because I don't like the tone that he sets.
Sees a lot of pitches.
I like when DJ slaps a single off the
Yeah.
pitcher. I think that's a much worse feeling for the pitcher and the opposing team.
Yeah.
I like the tone DJ sets leading off.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I just figured I'd throw it out there. I know it's a popular conversation. I think it would be funny if Hicks continues at a pace like this. Like, man, DJ with the runners in scoring position stuff. I don't know. There is something to Hicks in the 3-hole. Just doesn't feel right when we have everybody healthy, but it also breaks up the guys and everything. So whatever. Good job, Aaron.
Good job, Aaron.
Who's your final award going to, Jim?
Good job, Aaron.
For sure.
I'm stalling.
Okay.
Obviously. Jeez. I am giving
Yeah.
I have it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Bring it up in a second.
No.
Okay.
I'm bringing At Your Funeral award.
Ooh. At my funeral.
No.
At their funeral?
Nah. Can't tell.
Okay, Larry David on the set for this final one.
No.
Garrett, talk about it.
Ah.
Your funeral, my funeral.
This song will become the anthem of your underground. Remember that song from middle school?
No.
It's by a band called Saves the Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to Zach Britton.
All right, nice, man.
Yeah.
Sweet.
If I flooded your house, do you think you'd make it out? Or would you burn up before the water filled your lungs? And at your funeral. It's a very emo song.
Yeah.
People that know that song will enjoy that.
Okay.
Maybe half of them.
Maybe. At least maybe half of the people will like that award.
Yeah, At Your Funeral is the Saves the Day award.
Yeah.
And goes to Zach Britton.
Yeah.
League leader in saves.
Yeah.
League leader, Lint Liquor in saves. It also doubles as the Lint Liquor award.
Oh, hey, easy with that. We
just
haven't
telling
had
you.
some LL talk on here.
I'm
in a
just
while.
I'm just letting you know. So
Just be careful with that stuff.
Zach Britton's pretty good, man. He's got 7 saves. He's finished 8 games.
Jim, can I give you a stat?
How many earned runs do you think he's given up?
This year,
Yeah.
I would guess he's given up 1.
Nice. Good guess.
That's right. I'm on his stats page.
Good guess, Jake.
Jim, Zach Britton has 4 seasons where his ERA starts with a 1 or lower.
Yeah, it's good. It's a reliever.
4
so-
years.
It's a yeah.
You
That's
know,
good.
we do this casually enough that it's almost not casual. He obviously had his crazy 4th in the Cy Young year out of control. He's been great with the Yanks, man. His stats with the Yankees lifetime now are 93 innings pitched to a 2.13 ERA.
It's all
There's a lot of teams that don't have that guy in their
Oh,
bullpen.
yeah, it's the daycare.
It's a daycare.
Yeah. He's really good. Are you worried? Are you ready for when Chapman comes back and blows his first opportunity because he's
Ooh,
rusty?
That'll
And
be fun.
put Britton back in.
Britton was perfect.
He's the Lint Liquor.
Maybe they have Britton blow one
Yeah,
right
is
before
it?
Chappie comes back.
I like that.
I like that too. Okay.
Or they have him blow the 8th.
That
Then the Yanks take the lead, and then Chapman gets a save.
That was a great award.
Because at your funeral. You want to play a song for you?
Can I give out my final word?
Yeah. What is it? Lint Liquor Award?
I am giving
Yourself?
out a very prestigious award. I am giving out the King Louis XVI Award.
That guy sucked. Wow. Okay. Who's this going to? Luis Avalon?
Close. Love Louis Avalon.
Luke Voigt?
Jim, it's going to Luke Voigt.
I mean, dude, this is a terrible award. King.
Stop. I'm giving the award, Jim.
I don't think you know.
Stop.
I don't think you know who he
I'm
is.
giving the award. Did I stop you from singing that terrible song? No, I did not. Jim. Louis the 16th, although known for his immature and lack self-confidence, we're not talking about that today. We're not talking about that today. What we are talking about
He ruined the monarchy. They killed him.
is how Louis Voigt is good, and he has killed the first base competition that's loomed over this Yankees team for a while now. It is his. You know, the Mike Ford stat leaks out today. Get that out of here. We did it on Sharp Stats. Luke Voigt's been great. He goes back into the 2-hole where you noted he had very good stats last year. It was the spot on the Yankees he actually batted the most last year. And Jimmy, most importantly, what secured this award for Luke Voigt is the first picture that comes up when you Google King Louis XVI. It looks like an old, fat French Luke Voigt.
Well, yeah, he's a terrible king. He ruined.
We're not talking about that.
He ruined the monarchy.
Everybody agreed
They dropped the guillotine.
that
on
we're
his
not
head.
talking about that. Yeah, he dropped the guillotine on the first base job. It's his.
All right. Sounds like more like a bird award.
No. I mean, the picture of him, it's fat French Luke Voigt. It's spooky.
Spooky or spooky?
Spooky.
I mean, that picture looks like they photoshopped a face on top of a head. That's an ugly picture.
And he's 6'4". Similar size to Luke Voigt. Spooky stuff.
Similar hair.
If Luke Voigt was French in the 1700s, yes, that would 1,000% be his hair. Actually, if you take away the like pigtail stuff on the end they did with all those wigs, it's kind of Voigt's hair right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
It's spooky.
Spooky or spooky?
Who'd we miss, Jim?
I don't think Gio did anything. Gary could have got a tiny stepping stone. Glaber could have got a tiny stepping stone. Also, clean up the D.
Yeah, Glaber got on base a lot, so that's cool. Gio played defense. That was kind of it. Good for Clint.
I don't think we missed much. Only 2 games.
Yeah, it was 2 games.
Besides that, Luis Avon's part of the team, which we've kind of gone over, but it still blows my mind.
Ottavino still doesn't get full innings, and he may never. It's bizarre.
40 seconds of DJ talking to end the show.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I work really hard. I try to put myself in the best spots to succeed. So when success happens, I don't say I expect it, but I also am prepared and I expect to succeed. But sometimes you just kind of look back after a certain period of time and definitely, you definitely like, wow, I can't believe I did that or that. But like I said, I just try to work hard and put myself in, in good positions.
Can we put that on?
Do you ever surprise yourself?
Can we put that on a T-shirt?
The full quote.
Full quote.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I work really hard.
I like that.
I try to put myself in the best spots to succeed.
I like that.
I like putting
So
them
when
as bullet
success
points.
happens,
So when success happens.
I like this part the most.
I don't say I expect it, but I also am prepared and I expect to succeed.
I don't say I expect it, but I also expect it.
Yes. Yeah. Shirt coming soon.
Full quote.
I want to succeed, and when it happens, I succeed.
I wouldn't say I expect it, but yeah, I expect it.
Some good quotes on there.
Yeah, a lot of us.
The DJ LeMahieu series coming soon. We'll take out the ums. We don't want to be rude.
Oh, we'll clean it up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should hear this podcast before it gets to editing. Nothing but
Back in the day.
and bahs. I used to edit all of them.
Jimmy
out.
used to go ham.
Used to edit all the ums and outs. Go to listen to a podcast from early 2018 and find an or an I dare you. Unless it was a late night recording.
Yeah, you can find a couple.
Probably find a couple, yeah. All right. We're out. Good job, the Yankees. First place team. Jake?
For sure, man.
Go Yanks, don't Gramps.
Go Yankees.